Hey there, viewers. Wanted to give you a halfway point update, if you will. It's been 3 weeks, including the Thanksgiving holiday, since I started this project, and I haven't really been devoting my full time to it because I still have to work, and just the way that this swap seems to work, you have to do it in steps. Particularly because there's parts swapping from one engine to the other. So it's been kind of slow going, and I'm not really too troubled with the fact that it's taken this long, although other people don't necessarily agree with me, like my son who's waiting for the car to be fixed. Anyway, so I've made a lot of progress. I'm going to show you around the garage, and show you where things stand, and also give you an idea of, if you've never done this before, this is my first ever engine swap. If you've never done this before, you can sort of get a feel for what it looks like, at least when you're over the hump, I guess, so to speak. So let me show you around. Before I do that, though, I did want to point out that in the past 2 videos that I've made, I've been just kind of glossing over what I've been doing, just, to give people some information about what's going on. But I'm going to make another video, and in that video I hope to be more specific about what's involved in this swap for those of you who are thinking about doing it yourself. So anyway, let me show you around the garage, and you can get an idea of how crazy it is. So if you watched my first video when I talked about starting this project, pretty much the place was totally clean. Here's some of my front end parts are here. I've got lower control arms and hubs out for some machine work. Workbench is in pretty decent shape. Most of my tools are laid out over here. I just took the 2.5 liter engine off the stand the other night. It's on the hoist now. This is the harness and the oil pan from the 2.5 liter. Those are no longer used. This is the worn out piece of junk 2.3 liter that came out. Got a bunch of parts. Those are parts from the 2.5 that aren't used. These are the 2 catalytic converters. Before I started the swap, I was monitoring the O2 performance, and the downstream was following the upstream, so I figured since it's been burning oil for this long, and also since I took the exhaust manifold off of the head, oil came pouring out of this cylinder and ran all the way down the block, and I thought, well, if there's that much oil coming out of the exhaust port, then there's got to be a bunch of it inside the cat, or enough to make me figure it isn't going to get any easier to change this thing than it is right now. And you're going to say that to yourself a lot when you're doing one of these swaps. It isn't going to get any easier to replace the exhaust manifold, or the catalytic converter, or the seals, or the this, or the that. So be prepared. These are the parts that I labeled when I took everything apart. Spare parts from Rock Auto. These are all the items that are going to go back on. Well, not all of them, but most of them going back on. These are my indispensable manuals, which just got to have these. And then this is the 2.5. It is about, well, it's ready to go in. A couple of minor things on the intake manifold. I put the trans on after putting in a new clutch, pressure plate, and flywheel last night. Got the front end and all the accessories buttoned up. I'm going to put the starter on later today. And later when my son comes home, I'm going to put it back in the car and then start, hooking everything back up and hope I remember where everything goes. So anyway, so that's it. That's the state of the garage. It's pretty, it's not hard, but there's a lot of little things, and I learned last night that it's easy to overlook things. So I've been kind of taking my time and just sort of double checking everything along the way, because I don't want to put it in and have to take it out again, or you know, have to troubleshoot a lot of problems after I get it in there. I just want the project to be done. So I'm trying to be thorough. Anyway, thanks for coming along and checking out you know, how I'm doing at the midway point. And as soon as I get a chance, I'll get to that other video about the specifics of the swap for those of you who might be thinking about doing it yourselves. So, see you later, guys.